Hi, everyone. I'm Tracy. I'm a sixth grade ELA teacher in Charlotte, North Carolina. ELA stands for English Language Arts. I wanted to walk you through this mini poetry lesson that I made on Amanda Gorman, who became a huge personal hero of mine last year when she gave she read a poem that she wrote at the inauguration of 2020 of President Biden. So this is the lesson that I created, and I wanted to walk you through. It's 24 slides. I do have it available on my Teacher Pay Teacher account. It's $2 for probably 2 days worth of lessons. I would say the target grade level is 5th through 8th grade. I teach 6th grade, but you could really adapt it to any grade level. And so this is the intro slide. And the reason why I chose this to begin with is because Amanda, I read a lot on her as I was researching this Google slide deck and creating it. And she talked about how she resonated so much with Moana and this song in particular, I Am Moana. I can't play it for you because I'm on YouTube, but I start the lesson, just add the date, and then talk to the kids about who or what inspires you to dream big in life as we play the song, and the song is super inspiring. All right, so this is the slide 2. And it's a quote from the poem that she read at the inauguration, The Hill We Climb. And we talk about the quote and what it means, just a quick slide. All right, so then I have to do some building background on poets. Our curriculum does not include poetry, so we have to add it in ourselves, which I actually enjoy because I get to create lessons like this. And so it's talking about how reading the poem at the inauguration became, or started to begin with. And then what is a poet laureate? Most kids in 6th grade especially don't know. And then talking about what it means and how she kind of climbed her way up starting in 2014 as a youth poet laureate. And then they don't know what the term poet laureate means, so that clearly it has the definition here. I also have a slide that I took out for Teacher Pay Teacher, but it's on my home state, North Carolina, and each state has a poet laureate, and I put ours as well. All right, so this is the actual video of her reading the poem at the inauguration. Super inspiring. What I found super inspiring about her is that she overcame a speech impediment and still gets up and does public speaking. All right. So obviously, why do you think she titled her poem The Hill We Climb? The kids talk about that after they hear the poem. This was on Amanda's Instagram account, blew up the day that she gave the poem, like bazillion followers that actual day. And I started following her myself. This is what she posted that afternoon. Obviously, I teach ELA, so we talked about the play on words. So then afterwards, Amanda was interviewed by Michelle Obama for Time Magazine. And I included some of the interview questions that stood out to me. And she talks about her speech problems and how it actually made her a stronger person. In between each interview question on the slides, I did something that I found out about research. Obviously, I'm in North Carolina, like I've already said. So we connect it back to Dr. Maya Angelou, who's from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and talk about the symbolism of this portrait. So here's another one. Lin-Manuel Miranda is a huge inspiration to her life, who obviously wrote Moana and Hamilton. So she talks about how that reminds her of her own upbringing. And then just to connect with kids and social media, she talks about Lin-Manuel Miranda, and then here's a post that he made. She got to meet him when she was little, and then he here talks about her after she did the inauguration. This was super inspiring to me. I found out when she was writing her poem that she was listening to this song in particular in the whole Hamilton soundtrack. So I included The History Has Its Eyes on You in the lesson. And so we talk about the allusions to Hamilton in it because she talks about how history has its eyes on us. This is actual line in the poem. Okay, more back to the interview. talking about how she's a prodigy, a poet who set the country on fire. And then she talks about how it inspired her and how proud she is to where she got. And then I love this. She was on Ellen. This is obviously during the pandemic, so it's not live. And she announced that she wants to be president of the United States. And that is Ellen holding up a t-shirt, Amanda Gorman 2036 for president, when she's eligible. And it's the whole little video interview of how inspiring she is from Ellen. And then there's academic conversation on the last 6 lines of the poem, just talking about specific things that it means. I also did include a link to the entire poem earlier on in the slides. You just can't see it from here. And then talks about specific things that I wanted to talk about with my students and just colored it in blue to stand out. And so then more of the same questions that you can ask. The questions are changing. All right, so you can set up for breakouts, that's small group work, and how to take notes. And then the questions that I have for the kids to answer in small group. Okay, and then if you have time, this actually, I went through this very quickly, but this lesson I have our 20 blocks, but we start each block with like 15, 20 minutes of other work. So it took 2 blocks to get through all of this and have good conversations. But this is what I put at the end, and it's Amanda Gorman's TED Talk from 2018 before she did this, and it's very inspiring to play for the kids. All right, that is it. I will put a link to my Teacher Pay Teacher link if you would like to buy this, or obviously recreate something similar. This lesson was super inspiring. I did this in February of 2020, and it was like a winter funk thing where we just needed a boost in motivation for the kids and for myself, and it ended up being a great lesson. Thanks for watching.